So what are some of the common concerns that you're going to get on kitchen tables? The number one thing that you need to prepare for is, because you're dealing with people that are in market, right? They're married, they have spouses generally. You're going to get a lot of, hey, Ian, that sounds awesome, but let me talk to Tina and then I'll get back with you with a time. Is that okay? You're going to get a ton of that, okay? And that's normal. They want to talk to the other person. You need that other person there. Okay, but remember, an appointment is a time, date, and place, not a callback. So listen, if you don't get good at overcoming that, you're going to get a lot of "I'll call you back." The problem is they're not going to call you back. Not because they don't want to get together with you. They don't even know really what you're doing. Okay, and they were interested enough to say they'd like to do it, because they're going to forget the moment you get off the phone with them, right? Out of sight, out of mind. So here's what's going to happen. 3-4 days later, they're not going to have called you back, and you're going to call them back, right? Because you want to see them, you want to help them, you care about them, okay? And they're going to see your name on caller ID, and they're going to be like, shoot, I was supposed to get Ian that time from Susan. I totally forgot. Ignore, right? Okay? And then 3 or 4 more days are going to pass, and they're still not going to call you back. Why? Because they don't want to? No, it has nothing to do with that. Because they've forgotten, right? And so you're going to call them back because you want to help them, right? It's important to you that they see that, and they're going to see you calling and be like, oh, shoot, I told them I was going to do it. I still haven't done it. Ignore. 3 or 4 days longer are going to pass. They're still not going to call you back because they've forgotten. They're going to see you calling. They'll be like, you know what, he seems like he's getting a little pushy, right? It's their fault. They're the one that told you 3 times they would call you back. They haven't done it. But all of a sudden, you're going to be viewed as pushy. So in order to not be viewed that way and to make it easy on your prospect, you've got to get great at overcoming the let me talk to my spouse and I'll call you back. So how do you do that? You say, Ian, you know what, that sounds good. Let me talk to Tina and I'll call you back at a time. So here's how you overcome that. Okay. Say, hey, you know what? I really, really appreciate you bringing that up, because I definitely do want her to be there. But listen, just generally speaking, okay, just generally, if you had to pick a time that was generally better for the both of you, would it be weekends or weekdays? Just generally speaking. And they're going to pick, well, probably weekends. Okay. So Saturday, Sunday, just generally, if you had to pick, what would generally be better for you guys? Saturday, Sunday? Probably Sunday. Okay. So like 1, 2 o'clock, like maybe after lunch, or maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock right before dinner, which would generally be better for you guys? Probably 1, 2 o'clock. All right, listen, I'm going to put you down for 1 on Sunday. Talk to Tina. If that doesn't work, call me back, please, like tonight or tomorrow at the latest, with a couple of times that would work. Okay? Otherwise, we'll plan on doing Sunday at 1 o'clock. Okay? Listen, hey, Tim, please don't text me or email me if it doesn't work. Sometimes I don't get them, and I don't want to end up showing up at your house and you'd been trying to tell me it didn't work. So I need you to call me, and just don't call me and say, hey, it doesn't work. I need you to call me with a couple times that do work. Otherwise, we'll plan Sunday at 1, okay? Right? Is that all right? Very good. So listen, I've got you Sunday at 1. Unless you or I die between now and then, I'll see you then. Okay, buddy? All right, very good. Bye. By the way, that's the post-close that I teach people. So you got the date, time, place. You reaffirm it and you say, hey, listen, so I got you Sunday at 1. Okay, you got that written down? Awesome. Hey, very good. Listen, unless you or I die between now and then, I'll see you then. This is kind of a little humor, right? Okay, but here's what it's subconsciously telling your prospect. Don't reschedule on me. My time is important. Okay, so just by telling them that little nuance there, you're going to drastically cut down on the reschedules, right? So that was, how do you overcome that I need to talk to my spouse? That's called the generally objection. Okay, you notice I said generally like 800 times, right? So you generally notice that, right? So that's going to work almost always. So now listen, what if they push back on you a little bit and they're like, yeah, Ian, I just really don't feel comfortable setting a time without talking to her first. Can I just talk to her first and call you back? Would that be okay? Hey, Tim, absolutely sure. It'd be totally fine. Listen, the reason that I'm just trying to get that set with you is I know you're busy. I'm busy too. I know things come up, and I just don't want you to forget and then maybe feel bad about not getting back to me. So just generally speaking, just generally, what would be better? And I'm just going to go right back through it. Okay. And almost always they'll answer the first time. If they don't, virtually all of them will pick a time the second time around, right? Now, if they push back again, they're like, hey, listen, I'm just not going to set an appointment without talking to her. Here's how you overcome that. You say, all right, listen, I totally appreciate that. So absolutely, please talk to her and then give me a call back. And then if I don't hear back from you by, say, today's what, Sunday, by Tuesday, do I have your permission to give you a call back? And you ask for permission to give them a call back. Did you get an appointment in that example? No, but you got permission to call them back. So you said, all right, you're going to call me back for sure. So if I don't hear from you maybe by Tuesday, do I have your permission to give you a call back? Okay, great, because it's really important. I really do want you to see this. Awesome, great, I'll talk to you then. That's really, really rare. If you get great at the generally objection, you're gonna set that aside almost all the time, okay? So you're gonna get, what company is it? I say, man, thank you so much for asking. It's a company called Primerica Financial Services. I'm sure you've heard of us. So as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Again, weekends, weekdays. So I'm affirming. I say, hey, thank you so much for asking that question. I'm answering, and then I'm closing again. So as far as us getting together, what did you say was better? Well, what is it exactly that you're doing? Tim, thank you so much for asking that question. Basically, we're helping people to save money on debt, save money on taxes, save money on insurance, and teach them how to take some of that savings and actually save it for things like retirement, kids' college education, starting a business. It's really, really pretty incredible. So listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays? Just right back into that, right? I'm too busy right now. Can you call me back and call me back next month, call me back next year. I'm just so busy right now. I don't have the time, right? Okay. So here's how you handle that. Tim, thank you for bringing that up. I know how busy you are. And, normally when people say that to me, Tim, what they're really saying to me is they think I'm going to come by and waste their time trying to sell them who knows what. Is that kind of how you feel? Almost always here, they're going to be like, well, I guess, kind of. Hey, listen, Tim, I don't want to waste your time. I definitely don't want to waste my time. Give me 15 minutes. And if in 15 minutes, what I'm showing you is not unbelievably interesting to you, let me know. I'll stop. We'll never talk about it again. Is that fair? Okay, great. So as far as us getting together, what was better, weekends or weekdays? Okay. Well, I'm just not interested. How could they possibly know they're not interested? They have no idea what you're doing, right? So that's just an easy thing for somebody to say. So here's what you say. And this is why the wording in the script is so important. Remember in the script, you said, hey, if you are somebody who would be interested in the future, right? Remember that line? Here's why that line's in here. Well, I'm just not interested. Man, Tim, thank you so much for bringing that up. Like I said, you may not have any interest, but for sure, somebody would benefit unbelievably from this. So listen, you may or may not be interested. That's fine. Give me 15 minutes. If in 15 minutes not interesting to you, we'll stop. We don't need to talk about it anymore. But I really want you to see this. If not for you, for the people in your life you love and care about that are struggling financially right now. Okay, so listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys, weekends or weekdays? Well, I already have a financial advisor. Okay, this is great. That's exactly who you want. Listen, if they have a financial advisor and that advisor is not with Primerica, they're getting taken advantage of 100%. That's a certainty. This is exactly who you want to see, but you've got to be on your A game. So here's how you handle it. There's two diversions of this, okay? And follow along with me on the logic here. They say, man, Tim, that is awesome. Very, very good. You're way ahead of most people. Tim, let me ask you a question if that's okay. Is out of curiosity, is this your first financial advisor or have you had somebody before? Okay, so this is where we're going to divert. They're either going to say, it's my first, or they're going to say, I've had somebody before. Okay, so let's go with I've had somebody before. I had a different guy, so it's not his first financial advisor. Yeah, awesome, great. So why did you make the switch, if you don't mind me asking, from where you were to the person you have now? And they're going to talk, and they're going to say some version of, there was an improvement. I like them better. They had better product, lower fees, some form of an improvement. Okay, so I say this, and I say, awesome. So it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like that you found an improvement, and so you took advantage of that improvement. You made a switch, right? Okay, awesome. So let me ask you another question, if I could, Tim. So you found an improvement. You made the improvement. Is it at least within the realm of possibility that there may yet again be another improvement that could be made? It's at least possible, right? That there could be something even better, right? Okay. So you seem like somebody that likes to get all the information, that likes to make informed decisions, right? And even acts on stuff when you find things are better, right? Okay. Let me get you some of that information. Okay. If there's an improvement, at least you know, right? Okay. And if there's not, then you know you're doing everything 100% right, and that person's doing a great job. Either way, you win, right? Okay, more information definitely couldn't hurt you. So as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays. So I already had a financial advisor. I'm going to play on you made a switch because there was an improvement. There are more improvements. Let's learn about them. What about the guy or the gal that says, no, this is my first one? I say, awesome, great. Now, it sounds like you're probably pretty happy with them. Okay, awesome, great. So let me ask you a question, Tim. If you walked into the doctor's office tomorrow with arm pain, the doctor looked at you and said, Tim, listen, I've got a solution. We're going to amputate. So listen, I've got the surgery room ready in the back. Just go get washed up, put on the gown. In 30 minutes, you'll have one arm. And I promise you the hurting arm will never hurt again for the rest of your life. So just go ahead and go on back and let's get it done. Would you say, sure, doc, sounds good. I can't wait to have one arm. Or would you first go and get a second? And I pause and the client says what? Opinion. All right. So of course you get a second opinion, right? Okay. So listen, I know it's not your arm, only your entire financial future, right? No big deal. Okay. So wouldn't it make sense to get a second opinion on something as important as your finances, right? Of course it would. So listen, let's get together. Let me get you some information. And the worst thing that happens is maybe you're doing everything right. And now you know that the opinion you've gotten is the right opinion. And if you're not, I'm sure you'd at least want to know, right? Whether you took action on that or not is fine, but you'd at least want to know, right? Okay, of course you would. So listen, as far as us getting together, what's better? Weekends, weekdays, okay? And so these are the main objections you're going to get on kitchen tables. Honestly, there's virtually nothing else that people are going to say to you than those 4 or 5 objections if you're following the script. If you're not following the script, who knows what they're going to say to you, right? Because we don't know what you're saying to them. There's literally a million different things they could say back to you. There's no way you could ever prepare to overcome all those objections, right? Okay, but if you're following the script, you're only going to have a handful of concerns. And listen, what we're doing for people is good, and it's right, and it's true, okay? And so an objection is only a concern. It's a request for more information, okay? When they know what you know about our concepts, they will do what you're doing, right? Okay? And so they just don't know that yet. And so our job is to help overcome those common objections. 3-part process. We'll cover this later in another talk more in depth, but you affirm the objection. You're not like, well, I'm just not interested. Well, what are you not interested in? No, you affirm it. Man, thank you so much for bringing that up. By affirming the objection, you disarm them. You answer it. Okay, you give them the answer, and then you close. You don't just pause. You ask, as far as us getting together, what day was better for you again, weekends or weekdays? Okay, so that's the kitchen table script. One last time. Tim, hey, buddy, it's Ian from church. How are you? Awesome. Good. How's your family? Oh, they're okay. Awesome. That's good to hear. Hey, listen, I don't know if I had told you this or not the last time we talked, but I've actually gotten some financial licensing. And listen, man, I just want to set a time to stop by and show you and Tina what I'm doing. And look, if you or somebody you know in the future could use what I'm doing, I'd just love for you guys to know enough that you'd feel comfortable referring me. So, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays. There it is. 100%. Master that script. Listen to it over and over.